I figured the hat would be appropriate. It's no secret that in today's movie-going world that remakes are all the rage these days. And you bet that the house that Mickey built isn't going to skip out on this new trend. Even though Disney in particular have been criticized for making too many remakes instead of making new stuff, I've heard someone bring up they might as well remake stuff that wasn't really all that great to begin with. And that's how I feel about the original Pete's Dragon. It's not bad, it's just not very interesting, engaging, even for the time. It's like a good 6 or 7 movie. So, news of a remake. Okay, it'll make its money on its weekend. Disney diehards will like it. Families will go see it. Everyone's happy. Didn't really care about the Elliot redesign either. Fur on a dragon. Even though the hype has died down, after finally seeing this film, I feel the same way about the remake as I do the original. The new Pete's Dragon is actually a serviceable remake. The director of the film knew exactly what elements to change and what elements to update. But however, it's still not perfect. Instead of portraying Elliot as this dragon that came out of nowhere, the 2016 film opts to make a more mythological experience and backstory concerning the origins of Elliot. And the filmmakers really work with this angle about, what's that in the forest? There's dragons! There'll be dragons in there! And they do present a vanilla but intriguing story. They treat its own lore with dignity and respect, and I appreciate that. In terms of family aspects of this story, the scriptwriters here really tightened it up, which was a criticism I have from the first film. The story is about a boy and his dragon. No fluff, nothing else. You do get elements of protecting nature and stuff like that, but the main focus is on Pete and Elliot, which is something I really wanted out of the original. The elements that the filmmakers decided to change really do help make it a more pathologically effective and tighter film. For example, instead of being an orphaned hillbilly, Pete is presented as a boy living in the Californian forests for about 6 years, living alongside Elliot and just hanging out in the woods. With elements of a backstory presented about Elliot's parents, and the fact of the Nora stand-in, Bryce Dallas Howard's character, is a stepmother soon to be married, it really has a positive message of what is family and what that definition is and how it doesn't really stick to one sort of thing. It's anything you make it, or it's anything that just so happens. Some of the performances are really great too. One standout performance that comes to mind is Robert Redford as sort of the Mickey Rooney stand-in, I saw a dragon! He was giving it his all, and I really bought this performance of a kindly, sort of out there older guy that just so happened to saw a dragon. And he plays the part very earnestly. Heck, I'd even say some shots are just breathtaking, and some filmmaking decisions in terms of conveying emotional weight or some feelings of disparity are really effective, and we have a smart filmmaker at the helm, it seems. Even though I want to praise the film for doing these things, it's not without its faults. For example, the climax and the whole third act really evokes 90s, 80s films like Free Willy, Iron Giant, and films with like an animal friend, or some mythological thing. I don't know why I'm thinking that. It's probably because of Stranger Things being hot right now. I don't know. Like, there's this big reveal of the creature to secondary characters. The main antagonist catches the creature, the kids save the creature, there's a climactic chase scene, and then we say goodbye to the creature. I don't want to knock this film too hard because there are some kids that haven't seen enough of these movies to know that these are tropes at this point, but it was very distracting for me personally. Yeah, in your exciting climax, I was kind of bored. That's not good. But hey, even though the film fails and seems sort of generic, it does set out what it does, and it does it effectively. I really do appreciate the moral of the movie, the denouement, if you will. Being fancy. Ooh. Like childhood reveries, and you can't be a kid forever, and you can't really stay in this childlike state, but it's okay to move on while revisiting these childlike things every once in a while. It's totally fine, everything in moderation. You just gotta move on with tragedy in different stages in your life. And it's perfectly natural, and that's something kids need to hear. Heck, I think that's something adults need to hear. Shut up! For Disney diehards and family film enthusiasts, I would give Pete's Dragon a watch. Even though I don't think the original film is a great film, it still has its place in the larger Disney canon, if you can call it that. Because aside from Don Bluth and Co.'s animation of Elliot, there's not really much to revisit in that movie. But I will say that this remake is way better than the original. Objectively, in my mind. But me, I would recommend giving it a watch, maybe twice. You've seen this story before, but it does this story so well, like, what's the point of getting angry about it? Bring a younger family member along. I think they'll enjoy it for the weekend. Or however long it sticks in their minds. It's bigger, it's more sophisticated, it's the good way to do a remake. Even though I think it could have been better. Anywho, what'd you think about the Pete's Dragon remake or either movie? Please leave a comment below and feel free to do the social media YouTube things. Anywho, I'm MaximumAustin, and until next time, keep being confident and you enjoy your day.